So the 2025 South Carolina football season is finally over, and I must say, I did a great job the other day of not entertaining that game whatsoever. Of course, you would say it's a rivalry game. Aren't you supposed to get up for your rival no matter what? Brother, I get up for nothing and no one. I chose myself. I chose peace. I'm growing. My birthday was just recently. I'm a little bit older. I'm a bit more wiser now. I don't do these things anymore. You will not be in control of my happiness, Shane Beamer, in South Carolina football. You will not. I will choose my own happiness. And I chose to go out and tailgate with my brethren and have a great time. As you all should do. Choose yourself. Choose family. Choose peace. That's what I'm going to continue to do. Because this South Carolina football program, again, disappointed us in similar fashion as they've done all year. 28-14 loss to the Clemson Tigers, a team that had been middling around, trying to find themselves all year. They found a way to score 28 points, something they have not done on a regular basis all season. South Carolina ends up with 14 points on a couple of big plays. I mean, one deep shot to Nick Harbor. That's kind of been your go-to all season. And a great play made by Van Jacobs. That was pretty much it. That was pretty much the semblance of the offense. This team was, all in all, a poorly coached unit. It lacked discipline. It lacked sense of direction. There's too many. I think there's too many elite talents on the field for South Carolina to end up with a 4-8 record. It's very hard to sell me on this program in the upcoming seasons, especially next year. A lot of questions that have to be answered as well. But I guess I gotta ask for the AD and everybody involved and the higher ups at the University of South Carolina, man, how do you go about selling people in this program? Because for a team that severely underachieved, fans still came out and supported. And I'm here to say that South Carolina has one of the best fan bases in the nation. And if this team were to ever give them something to be proud of and to stand tall about, you would see a fan base really, go all out for its team, as you do each and every Saturday. We all know you see it because this team sells out a stadium no matter who's in there. Coastal Carolina came last week and that fan base packed it out. They show love to this program to a degree that I don't think many other fan bases show love to their programs. I've seen other traditions in college football that pale in comparison to South Carolina's environment and Willie B. And this fan base just deserves better. And I think you look around at the other programs, and I try to keep from comparing us to the field because I understand where we are as a program, what we've been, and what we've never been as well. And you look at Auburn. Auburn's going to continue spamming head coaches until they get it right. You look at LSU. They're going to continue to spam it until they get it right. These other programs spare no expense. Now I understand Shane Beamer's buyout is pretty hefty. You did pay a coach recently in Will Muschamp at the end of his tenure and just gave him whatever he needed to get the hell up out of town. And so I understand that, hey, like, they're going to give this another shot. But it's hard to explain that to a fan base that watched you blow a 27-point lead at Texas A&M. It's hard to explain that to a fan base that's watched you blow second half leads and opportunities to win big games. It's hard to do that. This was a hard season. And two of your 5 seasons have ended this way. So you haven't found that consistent incline. And even though, mind you, the talent has gotten better. That's the one thing that has probably confused everyone, is that the talent level has gotten better consistently. The coaching hasn't. That's the only thing that can explain how you go 5-7 with Spencer Rattler, how you go 4-8 with Lenore Sellers and Dylan Stewart and Nick Harbor. Like that's the only way to explain that. So I think right now for this fan base is, man, can we find some joy in watching this team again? I think aside from the fact that I'm an alum and this is my home state, I don't think there's much of a reason for me to be overjoyed about next season, because you also have a lot of real questions you have to answer. One of which being your quarterback. Will your quarterback be back in a Gamecock uniform next year? Now, truth be told, and I've said this plenty of times to my co-host and whether it be on wax, whether it be within a group chat. I think the best case scenario for LaNorris Ellis is to go elsewhere to go get developed. As much as I would love to see him back and try to rectify what happened this past year, $1 million decisions are getting made as we speak. They got made last season when he declined opportunities to go elsewhere for a bigger bag. And $1 million decisions will have to be made once he makes his decision on whether he'll be back in the Guardian and Black next year. He got asked this question after the game, which I think is completely, it's fair because the transfer portal is a real thing. These guys do get paid. So it is a fair question to have to be asked. There is no correct answer to give you in the immediacy because the game just ended. So I feel no way about LaNorris' response, to that question. I know many people have kind of gone off the rails with that one. I just I can't get behind that. That's a hard question to ask a 21-year-old in the immediacy after losing the game. Now the reaction to the interception that you threw, that one, can't give you a pass for that one, big dog. That's not a great look. The optics on that look terrible. But again, I try not to read into too many of these things because, dude, people personally have different reactions to different things. Bad things happen. Some people completely, you see it on their face. The expression says it. They're demonstrative. They do different things. Some people, they play it cool. They play it as cool as they possibly can, and they continue on with their day to try to keep a level head about things. And that's how they go about the business of dealing with bad situations. So I'm not gonna really dig into any of those things, but we do have to dig into the rest of this roster. Dylan Stewart being one of them, right? I think that's been the most glaring situation where it's like, dog, I feel I would not be surprised if he doesn't come back. Wouldn't be hurt by it because I think these guys came here under the impression that, hey, I'm gonna get to compete at the highest level. We're gonna get better, and we're gonna help this program ascend. We're gonna take this program to a new stratosphere, to new heights. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be that catalyst for change. And when that doesn't happen, and whether it be a failure on the players themselves or a failure with the coaching staff, then it's hard to say. It's hard to say, to come back. Especially in this new era of college football. This isn't the old days where, these guys are beholden here. These guys are stuck here and they're going to be here till it's over with. That is not the case, y'all. That is not the case. This will be a new team next year. And how do you go about replacing some of the guys possibly like a Jalen Kilgore, right? That's going to be looking at his prospects of being a pro next year. As he should. I mean, I think he's one of the best nickel corners in the game. I think he has a lot of versatility within his game, but how do you go about replacing him? Nick Harbor, also another guy that could possibly be looking at the NFL or the portal. Now, with Nick Harbor, what I will say, now I know we'll have more videos to come out later on down the pipeline to talk about this. For Nick Harbor, the best case scenario for you, brother, is to stay one more year in college. Now, I'm not here to say where you should spend that last year. I would love for you to spend it in the Guardian and Black because we were the team to give you the opportunity to play this position where other schools would not. Just want to put that out there. What I will say is that you have big time ability. You have a ceiling that really knows no bounds if you can put it all together physically. Like you have the physical tools, but you need to be able to put it together in every single facet of the game. Get a stronger route tree. Get stronger hands. But we know what you can do right now for a team. Put it all together. Put it all together. Take another year to put it all together. There is no rush. You got a lot of money out there waiting for you in college. You have even more of it waiting for you in the league, but don't press that button because once you press that button on the league, the clock is started. And the expectations are going to be for you to get better by leaps and bounds. People will not have the patience that we've had at the University of South Carolina for you in other places. Being another college or it being the pros, people will not have this level of patience with you. I would love to see you return. I would love to see all of these guys return. Let me be very clear on that. I would love to see all of these guys return. But it's gonna be contingent upon what the head man does. Shane Beamer. Will you make the right decision as the offensive coordinator? Now, we've seen players voice their opinions on Mike Furrey. They want to see him get the OC job. I'm here to tell you, you cannot listen to those boys. I understand the players dictate a lot of things, but let me tell you, you've already made that hire once from within. Failed miserably. If Mike Furrey was the guy to get that shot, Mike Furrey should have gotten that opportunity weeks ago when we all called for Mike Shula to be gone. You put Mike Furrey in a bad spot because I don't think we got to see enough. You got to see Texas A&M, Coastal Carolina, and Clemson. That's not a big enough sample size for me to go off of to say you should be the guy next year, because this will be your last time making this hire. Unless you hit and the guy gets a job somewhere else. It is very important and very imperative that you go through every single avenue and look for the right guy for this position. You spare no expense. They make sure to keep you and retain you because they don't want to pay the money on it will take to get you up out of here. Spare no expense in finding the right guy. As far as next year, y'all, my plans are simple. I won't be engaging this much with this program. I'm always going to make content about the program because I'm never going to stop doing that. But I won't be as emotionally invested into what this program will be, and I will be very realistic about the prospects of this program. I think what we were this past offseason, it was real. We all thought it was real. I don't think anything that we said here on this show was based off of just looking through the rose-colored glasses. I thought we really believed it. We really believed it, really bought into it, and that's why we were as disappointed as we were throughout the season. We're gonna continue to be as realistic as possible with this program, y'all. That's all we can do. That's all we can hope for. I hope for the best for this fan base because I believe this fan base deserves the best. So anything that we say here is only going to be in regards to what we want to see this program be because we think you deserve it. We think we deserve it. So with that being said, this is Shanti Stewart. It's been True Rapper Sports, and I'm out.